everyone, I am Liz Holloway and welcome to my video tutorial. Today I am going to show you how to create this barn door slider mechanism. And when I was playing around with it, I was having trouble as to how to make the door slide freely. And so I will show you how this is done. And we are using the Party Pandas, which you can get for free if you spend $60 of Stampin' Up products, and you get this for free. Plus I will give you some other tutorials that belongs with this Party Pandas. So in this tutorial we're going to be using the barn door plus the coordinating dies, and I will show you how everything works together. Okay, so I'm going to put this all aside. First of all, I am going to stamp my panda in archival ink. And I got this guy, he's got the one with the envelope here, and I'm going to change him up just slightly, ever so slightly. Let's put him down. So tap, tap, tap. There he is. And you notice that the eyes are colored in, or it's completely filled in, whereas the stamp set it's not. So what I recommend doing is that rather than restamping again, is to take your chalk marker or even a white gel pen and just add a dot to his eyes so that he's not all black. Okay, so just kind of using the chalk. And then what I'm doing is I'm taking my paper snips and cutting him out freehand. And this is called fussy cutting, and so basically I'm taking my paper snip and chomping the scissors down while moving my paper freely. Okay, so you can take your time, just cutting it all the way around. Okay. And then what I'm going to do then is take my black Sharpie marker and then just color in the edges anywhere that I have not got the scissors close enough to the paper. At least the black marker will hide the edges. And this is more towards Valentine's Day or anniversary. And so I'm making a Valentine's card for a couple orders. And so then what I want to do is take my X-Acto knife, and then you want to protect your surface, okay, and just kind of outline his arms so that he can hold a heart. And then to make sure that I do have the opening, you see how my my tweezers, there's openings there. Okay, so there's that on that side. And then what I'm doing is taking my heart, which is a punch, and this may have been retired, I'm not too sure, but you know, any type of hearts will do. And so then what you're going to do is take this heart and tuck it underneath his hands. And you can have a bigger heart if you want to create one. Okay, and so he's holding his heart, and then I'm going to glue this in place just a little bit so the heart doesn't fall off. Okay, and then I'm going to set this aside to dry. So for the barn door, I got this 5.5 by 8.5, and it's scored at 4 1/4. And then all these measurements are also on my blog. So this is the backing of the door. When when I was playing around with this, I found that the door was too short for the slider part, and so I had made it so that I have an extension. Okay, so I'm going to put this all aside, and basically taking my dies and remnants of black, and I take my magnetic platform and I am going to add black strip, the door handle, and then the two tracks. Okay. And these are all small pieces, so my recommendation is to cut them all at once. So got the door, got that, okay, and then running it through my big shot. And then any of the small pieces that are stuck in here, just take something sharp and push it through. Okay, and then I cut this piece to the exact same size of the, bringing back my big shot. And then this time I want the opening of the track. And you can cut these, if you're doing a multiple card, I recommend that you can double up on your cardstock, and then just cutting through both pieces. And so here I'm lining it up so that the top and bottom and the left and right are equal. Just kind of eyeballing it. I'm not going to do any type of measurements. And then taking the acrylic plate and rolling it through the big shot. Because you're going through double thickness, just for extra security or extra measures, then I'm running it through a couple more times through the big shot, just so that it runs right through both cardstocks. Okay, so then the next thing is then I'm going to take the magnetic plate off, and I'm going to take my regular tab, and I want to now put the brick embossing photos through. And so here I've got two of these so that I can use it for the next time if I'm making more. So with this card, you need to add, I'm going to stamp the barn door with my Sahara sand. And stamp it on the Sahara sand. And then bringing back my big shot again. And my magnetic plate. Okay, and then it's got the barn door square that you can use to cut this, so you don't have to fussy cut. Okay, so here's my plate on top of it. Okay, so there's that, and it's cut. Okay, so now because the barn door is so small to fit right through the track, and you see there's not enough space right in between here and here, and so the door will slide, but it's very fussy. And so I decided that I am going to add my I'm going to step it up a little bit and add a larger barn door or a backing, and then I'm going to just take my glue and add it onto my larger piece. And you don't have to do this step, but if you want to, you can do that. Okay, and then here for the barn, these are so small. Then I'm going to take my tweezer, putting it right in the middle. Adding glued right to the edge. And then you can add the door handle here. And I like to do this is so that the handle is kind of like 3D in a way. So I'm pushing this up a little bit so that it's got a little lever. And then if you want, you can add your tweezer underneath to lift it up just ever so slightly. So then it's got, see that? It's got a loop, okay? And so then, so now you got to figure out where your handle's going to, I'm going to put my handle on the right hand side. And so now I'm going to line this up and turn it over. Okay, turn this right over, and you only want want 1.5 inch of your foam tape. This is the foam strip, and you only want 1.5, and basically 2 washers going right across. And this is about 1.5, okay? And then I'm going to take another 2 washers, and these washers are called fender washers, and about 3/16 of an inch, where you can get them at your hardware store. And I got these in Canada. Home Depot will have them, and it's fender washer 3/16 of an inch. So here's my second 2 washers, and basically I'm butting the 2 washers together and then adding the foam strip right across. Okay. And then before I apply that onto my card, I'm going to hit the sides with the embossing buddy, and this will prevent the side from sticking onto your cardstock. So again, it's on the other side, and I'm not removing the actual backing strip yet, because if you remove it and you douse it with your embossing buddy, then this area is not going to stick. So now that I've got both of them, I hit both of them with my embossing buddy. So now I'm taking my strip and basically adding it to the center of the barn door. Okay, and then now I'm taking my embossing buddy and hitting it with some powder so that the part is not going to stick. And then you're going to take your strips again. These are the foam strips. Okay, and then I'm adding foam strips towards onto the top, not too close, and it's just kind of giving it a bit of a tug to make sure that it's straight. And then taking my second piece and adding the strip right here too. Okay, and then the second strip of foam towards the bottom. And again, if your strip is too close to the track, which I really want that to be, you want to hit the sides with the embossing buddy to prevent the washers from sticking. Okay, so once that is done, then I would remove the backing strip. Okay, and before you add it onto your door, just double check that it slides freely. Okay, so which it does. And so now taking my base card, score it at 4 1/4, and then turn this over. And this is the exact same size as my base card. So just adding it, lining it at the bottom, and away it goes. So it should just slide freely. Okay, so then with this part, this strip here, I would add the strip with a bit of glue. And add it to here. So making sure that it's center. Okay, and then here I got my track. Adding glue to just a bit right in the center. And how my track is going to be is that where the circle is down at the bottom here, it's lining right up to the top of the door. So I'm going to puncture or remove the excess excess materials from the tracking, and then add this here. And then also I'm lifting the track up a little bit so that it's not secures right down, so to prevent it from moving across. Okay, so here your barn door should move freely, just like so. Okay, if it doesn't, that is okay. As long as it's moving back and forth without having to slide it with. And then here I'm taking him, just adding him right on center of the barn door. I'm going to slide that over. And then I'm going to take this and I'm going to stamp. This stamp is called "And Nothing But Happiness Come Through Your Door." And this is going to be stamped in the basic black archival ink. Let's see about here. Okay, so there's that. And then taking my glue, adding glue to the back. And moving the track over, okay, and then adding this onto here, so then it just moves right freely. Okay, so there you go. There is a simple yet not too confusing barn door, and it will move freely. And then if you want, you can also take your bone folder and make sure that that is creased well, and there is your barn door. Okay, so I'm going to lift this up just a bit so that's not going to get stuck on the Panda Bear. And that is it for this particular project. So thank you for joining in today, and I welcome any comments. If you are looking for any measurements, it will be on my blog at lizhollowaydesign.ca, and I will link it in this video tutorial. So have a great day and enjoy the rest of the day. Okay, bye for now.